Leaders and diplomats pay respect to Sir Paulias Matane. Anti-malaria campaign goes to rural Bundi. And Deputy Prime Minister and Bulolo MP welcomed home.
This is National MTV News with Helen Seah.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Friday's news. The body of former Governor-General Sir Paulias Matane will lie in state for the next 2 days. His casket was brought to Government House today for senior statesmen and diplomats to view and pay their last respects.
The flags were at half-mast and a guard of honor shown in respect of the former Governor-General, late Sir Paulias Matane. The body of Paulias arrived from his home province of East New Britain yesterday. Today, the body was taken to Government House to lie in state for an hour for senior statesmen to pay their last respect. Housing Minister Justin Chechenko, who is also responsible for national events, and Parliament Speaker Job Pomat, received the casket and welcomed Sir Paulias' immediate family on behalf of Governor-General Sir Bob Dadai. The Speaker acknowledged the immediate family for allowing late Sir Paulias Matane to serve as the 8th Governor-General of Papua New Guinea from June 29, 2004 to 13 December 2010. Korean Ambassador and Australian High Commissioner to PNG were also present to pay their last respect. The body was at the Government House for an hour before being taken back to Port Moresby Funeral Home in Erima. A state funeral will be held on Sunday at Sir Hubert Murray Stadium starting at 10 a.m. Podivai, National MTV News.
Central Bougainville MP Sam Akoitai is confirmed to have passed away. The late member collapsed this morning in the autonomous region of Bougainville. Akoitai was addressing youths at the washed-down Wakunai Bridge in central Bougainville when he collapsed. His body was escorted by Arawa police to the Buka General Hospital. He's the 16th member of parliament to have died in the 10th term of the National Parliament. Deputy Prime Minister and Bulolo MP Sam Basil was welcomed back to Morobe by his supporters yesterday after being cleared from the Leadership Tribunal. Over 500 of his supporters convoyed from Lae to the Nadzab airport to welcome him back. Michael Tamti Pais with this report.
The welcome ceremony started around 5 in the morning with a convoy of over 100 vehicles to Nadzab Airport. People came as far as Watut, Wau, Bulolo and Mumeng. Bulolo MP Sam Basil addressed the crowd in Lae before traveling up to Wau Bulolo. In his address, he said it was only appropriate to inform the people about the allegations against him and the court process leading to his victory.
My people in the district, they don't quite understand it. Some of them thought that I was already guilty. Some of them thought that it was a criminal court and I will go to jail.
Basil was referred to the tribunal for 5 charges of misconduct early this year. He was cleared of these charges by the Leadership Tribunal. The Bulolo MP is looking forward to continue with development plans for his district.
Wow to Biaru Road, and I think currently there's machines working there. RJ Construction, and of course we have a road going up to Big Bitoi, up that hill, is under construction as well. We are paying our debts from the Seal Road in Wau and Cement Road. We will complete our debts by end of this year, and early next year we will start constructing Butcherman Road.
Basil also commended presidents of local level governments under his district for their leadership while he was facing the Leadership Tribunal. The Bulolo MP remains as the Deputy Prime Minister. Michael Tamtipais, National MTV News, Lae.
Treasurer Ian Ling Starkey presented 130 million kina to Chief Justice Sir Gibbs Salika for the completion of the new National Courthouse complex. The Treasurer says this funding will boost the construction phase. Minister Ling Starkey said it is government's vision to complete the court complex by 2022. Another 50 million kina has been allocated in the 2022 budget to refurbish the original courthouse buildings. The new court complex will cost around 470 million kina, and the national government has vowed to fund 69% of the total cost. Under the United Nations Environment Programme, Champions of the Earth, a women's group, has won an award for this year. Sea Women of Melanesia won the award under the category Inspiration and Action. The Sea Women were recognized for their skills of teaching local women scuba diving and biology skills so they can monitor the health of coral reefs of countries such as PNG and the Solomon Islands.
To most people, fins, masks and neoprene wetsuits are recreational gear. But to a non-profited group known as the Sea Women of Melanesia, they are the tools of change. The Sea Women of Melanesia were recognized as Champions of the Earth under the category Inspiration and Action under the United Nations Environment Programme's Champions of the Earth Award, which is the UN's highest environmental honor.
The coral ecosystem can be seen as the rainforest of the sea.
Spearheaded by the Coral Sea Foundation, the Sea Women initiative consists of marine biologists from PNG and Solomon Islands, promoting restoration of coral reefs and supporting the establishment of no-fishing areas. According to the SWM representatives here in PNG, Naomi Longa, Israela Atua and Evangelista Apelis, the award is a milestone achievement and encourage them to advocate more on the importance of marine conservation.
We are so excited about this award. It's such a big deal and we really accept this with so much gratitude.
There are organizations that will now recognize Sea Women of Melanesia.
We need more people to advocate for marine conservation in the country. You don't have to look too far to do something for your local community.
At the end of the day, we're all trying to make this world a better place for us to live.
Been recognized for the inspiration and action to educate others on marine life, the organization was congratulated virtually by the UNEP's Executive Director, Inga Anderson. The Sea Women of Melanesia's award is yet to arrive on the shores of PNG. Jamie Harrow, National EMTV News.
The Kumura Foundation, a non-government organization, continues its 18-day malaria campaign into remote Lower Bundi today. Kumura Foundation has 4 goals, which are rural education, rural health, community services and sustainable development. The rural health focuses on treating malaria and conducting COVID-19 tests through the Travel to Change campaign. Philia Pisep with this report.
The Travel to Change campaign will run from the 13th to the 30th of December. The campaign will continue into Lower Bundi of Madang province after completing 4 days of tracking. Kumura Foundation is raising funds through sponsors and registration of trackers to support the foundation's operation for next year. The trackers include the founder of Kumura Foundation, Vincent Kumura, doctors from Simbu Provincial Health Authority, and registered trackers. Vincent Kumura said the foundation has 4 goals which focuses on the rural setting.
We have 4 major focus areas: rural education, rural health, sustainable development and community services.
The Rural Health Campaign aims to treat malaria patients and also do COVID-19 tests during the 18 days of track. Kumura Foundation has also worked with communities living along the road to fix and maintain roads. These maintained roads will help patients with severe medical cases to be taken to Gambok Station in Simbu Province for medical assistance.
We need a healthy population, so we started doing a lot of aggressive work in that space. So we conducted over 24 medical patrols. We've engaged the services of specialist doctors like surgeons and dentists and eye doctors and general physicians and registered nurses. And they would come here and they've actually helped us a lot in making sure that these services, the population here have access to this kind of basic health services. So.
Physiotherapist at the Kundiawa General Hospital, CLN Banda, also assists Kumura Foundation with medical cases.
Working here and spending time seeing patients here, there's a big need for the people here. Most of this population here from the Upper Bundi, they have no access to road. to like Piumbika, to near a state facility like Bundi station or along the Ramu and to Medeng. So most of the services here are going back to the northern part of Shimbo, which is around the Kunia-Ogembo area.
Philia Pisap, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News. We'll have more stories after these messages. Stay with us. Welcome back. A new nursing college will be established at Rumginai in the North Fly district of Western Province in February next year. This nursing college will set a new phase for health service delivery in the district and provide qualified health workers for the province.
The establishment of a new nursing college is set to take place in February of next year in the Rumginai Community Health Workers Training School. This is to ensure that Western Province produce quality health workers to serve the people. According to the school's principal, Amos Kupaloma, health services is vital in rural villages of the province and that students need to serve their own people after completing 3 years of studies.
The male students for the diploma general nursing, male students number 3 coming. The materials are in Kiyonga. We also have the laboratory, library and ICT room building that is also should be built. I think next should have been built this year, but times caught us, so I think it will happen next year. We also have the clinical room. It's a big building that's also going to be done.
The principal says Rumginai has only community health workers training school, and with the inclusion of a diploma in general nursing course, this will boost the capacity to train more students, as the first priority will be given to students in Western Province.
We make sure that applicants meet the requirements, and we also have a selection committee that's made of dedicated people in the district representing different stakeholders, so they go through the process of selecting students for enrollment in here.
Despite challenges brought on by COVID-19, community leaders and stakeholders have supported this to establish the nursing college. Principal Kupaloma says this kind of partnership should continue in order to invest in human resources for the benefit of the provincial health sector.
As I said, we are going to start with what we have, but we have also a lot of work to do to make sure we continue to build up the capacity here at the school and in North Fly district and in the province.
Jamie Harrow, National EMTV News.
Starting next year, all academic programs at Enga Teachers College will be accredited from the University of Goroka. This means that UOG will offer its Bachelor in Education program for primary teaching. The University of Goroka and the Enga provincial government have signed a memorandum of agreement this week to signify the start of a new era.
The affiliation with UOG for Enga Teachers College will also see the phasing out of ETC's diploma programs by 2022 and the upgrading of all the programs to degree level. The granting of the accreditation follows the MOA signing when the requirement for quality assurance have been met. UOG Acting Vice Chancellor Dr. Teng Waninga says this is a milestone achievement in education to ensure that the quality of teachers are raised to a higher degree level.
The University of Goroka and Enga provincial government was a thought and was an idea brought up by the Honorable Governor. And some of us have some people dream, some people make plans, others have to make it work. And the team here today within the Goroka team and Dr. Andu, I think I'm happy to see that the idea for the Honorable Governor is now bearing fruits.
Enga Governor Sir Peter Ipata strongly emphasized the need to achieve quality education by not compromising recruitment process of lecturers, the selection of students, and the awarding of grading. Ipata said all the lecturers and tutors who have degrees would have to upgrade them to masters or PhDs. He said by doing that, higher learning institutions in Enga province will produce quality education and stand out from other higher institutions in the country. Sir Peter also said this would be a pull factor for Papua New Guineans to study in Enga and will raise the province's economy.
Not for Enga students. These institutions that we are establishing in Enga are for kids from all over Papua New Guinea. You want to graduate your students with the same bachelor's degree that we have? We also want to do it. But we, as far as we are concerned, we will not compromise quality. There is a space where I think we will be different.
Meanwhile, Enga Provincial Administrator Dr. Samson Amien said the provincial government would not interfere with the administration of the school. EPG currently pays lecturers at UOG Enga campus as well as ETC. Dr. Amien shared the same sentiment for UOG to provide quality education.
So I have to make it very clear on this MOU. I'm appealing to our partners, the provincial government and the University of Border. Let us make the MOU work. It's not a bill of Sunday for us.
The affiliation is under the Dehurst Reforms for Higher Education Institutions to affiliate with universities of their choice. Vasinata Yama, National EMTV News, Wabag.
The passing of the recent bill in Parliament for the Connect PNG and Funding Arrangement Bill 2021 is a bold move by leaders. Work Secretary David Wera says this brings comfort to his department to ensure priority projects and government policies are supported. The bill was presented in Parliament by Works Minister Michael Nali in the November session.
Funding road projects has been a huge challenge for the government. The state of many roads to this present day shows the commitment levels of government placed over the years. When presenting the bill in Parliament, Works Minister Michael Nali says the new law is fundamental to support current Connect PNG economic development program.
Mr. Speaker, this bill is very important to secure adequate long-term funding, commitment necessary to support the effective implementation of the government's 20-year economic road transport infrastructure program.
The policy is a commitment by the Marape Basil government to fund road projects on a yearly basis. It's a multi-year function to improve and upgrade road networks in the country. Work Secretary David Wera says this guaranteed funding is crucial for a developing country.
As per the approved multi-year plan is concerned, every year we should be delivering 200 to 300 kilometers of road every year. That is the target. That target is calculated on the basis of the need to also reduce the growing backlog on our highways.
While this policy is significant, the Work Secretary says his department will continue to liaise with Treasury and Finance so payments are made on time to allow road projects get off the ground. He says this channel of funding will enable a reliable infrastructure is built for people to use.
We have a big challenge ahead of us, but we at the department, we are committed, we are remaining focused to our commitments, to our targets, and our communication, our meetings with government has been very good. We're getting good support from at the steering committee level. On the Connect PNG is the planning department secretary that sits as the chairman. I'm the co-chair, and we have a very good communication line, and through these meetings we are having, we are happy to see that a lot of support is coming.
The Work Secretary says the new legislation is key going into the future. Jacob Power Jr., National EMTV News.
2 new 3-ton vehicles have been purchased to serve along the new access road from Ihu to Kerema in the Gulf Province. It is a vital road connection that has been missing for the last 36 years. The cost of the road comes under the recently donated 80 million kina by the Chinese government to the Kikori district.
Kikori District Development Authority today launched 2 new 3-ton vehicles to mark the celebration of a new road connection between Ihu and Kerema, a road link that has been missing for the last 36 years. This new road link will serve over 56,000 population, member for Kikori Sori Eoe stated during the launching of the 344,000 kina vehicles today in Port Moresby.
With greatest pleasure, and on behalf of my presidents, Ihu, Bainu, East Kikori and West Kikori, and all our people, including our staff, for this privilege of having the first PMVs that to run our road from Betoe to Ihu and Wailala. It's that pleasure that I now officially cut the ribbons. We have always been waiting for a very long time, last 46 years. That's what it is. That one day we'll have a road connecting Kerema to Ihu. And that has happened the last few months since Prime Minister's visit in April, June this year. The road has now reached Myra Plantation.
All scoping of the road systems was carried out by the KDDA board.
Now we are happy because we've done the scoping work ourselves. When I came in, I found that there are no road system. I had to fight it in the cabinet. And one thing that my board has done was to do the scoping ourselves. It's a work of our public service in Kerema. I don't know what they did in the past. They may have done it, but they didn't make information available to us.
While primary funding of the new road comes from the Chinese government, donation of 80 million kina recently, serving member wants to see the end product, a completed road link. Other minor materials have also been sourced by the KDDA board outside of the government funding. With the geographical challenges of the district, much of it being rivers, waterways, the member with his board say these projects are crucial in seeing development in their district.
She has created a graveyard for our people traveling from eastern part of Gulf Province into Kerema, western part. So we have lost a lot of lives. Kerema, where Kerema, our provincial headquarters, through Wailala, and to Ewe, all the way to Turama. But these 2 PMVs, plus the one on the ground, will save a lot of lives when used properly.
Word of appreciation or word of great thank you to you on behalf of the women. Since it's almost last 45 years, women have been left out from whether major development or minor development until today. Women have been neglected. But now I can see, as I have come in, the first delivery to the women is 550 sewing machines.
Kilawani National MTV News.
And now looking at the NASFund market report, the kina closed unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina is buying $0.2775 $0.3830 Australian dollars, $0.2378 euro and 31.07 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee and copper closed higher and cocoa closed lower. Crude oil is trading higher, palm oil and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National MTV News continues with more stories after these short messages. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. The Office of Climate Change and Development Authority recently presented a funding of 200,000 kina to further PNG's climate action plan. The funding was presented to the United Nations Development Programme in Port Moresby. This funding will promote the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and allow communities to use efficient renewable energy sources. Over the next 12 months, UNDP and other stakeholders will work with the Eastern Highlands Provincial Government to develop mini hydro solutions in Miruma and Gotomi.
And this money is allocated from our revenue initiatives to support energy sector mitigation programs that will promote greenhouse gas emission reduction, while at the same time contributing the necessary policy and regulatory framework for PNG to enable applications of renewable energy and energy efficiency implementation in the country.
And in Eastern Highlands, it's Gotamai and Muramai villages, and they will be, in the next few months, they will have some demonstration mini hydro projects. We're working with both provincial governments and the partnership and leadership of the national government through CCDA. So that will be the target of that funding, and that complements the existing project, which I think, as Danny said, is about 12 million kina, depending on what the exchange rate of the day is, I think. But it's a very important contribution because it signifies, as the Managing Director has said, PNG stepping up to support and contribute and invest in its own future. So for us, we're very excited. It's the first time we've seen it, and hopefully it won't be the last. But it builds on a much larger portfolio of activities that UNDP has with CCDA and with SEPA, as well as part of the broader Ministry for Environment, Conservation and Climate Change.
You're watching National EMTV News. Chukai Sports is next. All the details after the break.
Chukai Sports.
Welcome to Chukai Sports. The SPPNG Hunters are winding down their training program before their Christmas break, and Coach Matthew Church is reinforcing what the team has been working on since going into camp several weeks ago.
The SPPNG Hunters are heading into their final training sessions before the Christmas break. The squad will wrap up their program for the year next week Tuesday, where the players will take 2 weeks off before the squad reassembles on the 5th of January 2022. Hunters coach Matthew Church will use these remaining sessions to integrate all areas of the game that the squad have been working on since the start of the training camp.
We'll keep the revision going of what the boys have learnt and starting to put it all together. We try and work in small little increments and then build it into one bigger block. So we finished our training session there with what's going to be our ruck defence. So it's about putting all those little things into practice.
With 14 new inclusions into the train-on squad, the Hunters coaching staff have been impressed with their attitude during the training sessions. The positive mindset and willingness to learn will greatly improve their chances of making the team's final cut.
Well, they're actually setting the standards. The new guys are really hungry. They want to become hunters, and that's what we like to see. It's driven to high-end standards with our senior players, and I'm really happy with how everyone's working together. All of the new guys are wanting to learn and get better. It's some of the systems that we have at the ISC level, which are very similar to NRL, are things that they probably haven't been coached in the finer points.
Huxley Lovai, Chukai Sports.
And that ends Chukai Sports. The weather report is next.
Chukai Sports. Chukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
A look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region. Showers and thunderstorms in Port Moresby, Kerema and Popondetta. Cloudy with some rain showers in Daru and Alotau. Cloudy with a few showers. In the Mamasa region, mostly cloudy with some chances of rain showers in Lee, and partly cloudy with some showers in Medang, Wewak and Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands region, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms in Lorengau, KV and Kimbe and Buka, and cloudy with some rain showers in Kokopo and Rabaul. And in the Highlands region, cloudy with possible rain showers, then morning fog in Mount Hagen, Goroka and Kundiawa, and cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms, then morning fog in Mendi and Wabeg.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's been the news, sport and weather for Friday, 17th December 2021. Until next time, have a pleasant weekend, be safe and good night.